video we're going to explain the downfall of RSD, which stands for Real Social Dynamics, and try to figure out how they went from being the biggest dating company on the planet to largely a joke. So if you've been following RSD for a while, you know that they're drastically different now than they were in 2012. In the last decade, there's been a massive difference in pretty much everything revolving the company. And it's not for the better, it's definitely for the worse. I would argue that RSD has heavily devolved in the last decade. Now, I personally discovered RSD when they were at their peak, which was around 2011, 2012. Initially, I was hesitant because I first read the book The Game and make Tyler seem like the bad guy, so I was like, this guy seems like a weirdo, right? But then I went to a free tour when I first met in LA because I didn't know anyone, I wanted to meet people, I wanted to meet wings. And it was largely a good experience. Tyler seemed like a cool, grounded, normal guy. He was talking about things like fitness, about, approaching, getting over anxiety, like stuff like that. And it all made sense to me. So I was like, okay, like this seems like they're talking about good shit. In addition to that, they were putting out a lot of badass content. Now again, there was some fluff for sure, and there was some nonsense about how looks don't matter at all, so I didn't agree with everything they were saying, right? But there was also a lot of badass content. I remember one specific video that Tyler did was called about beta shaming. Basically, he showed how women will treat beta guys completely differently than alpha guys when they make the same joke. That video was genius and really hit a nail on the head about something that I've kind of been internalizing for a while. In addition to that, Julian had this one video that talked about literally whipping your dick out, right? So again, very gangster, badass content, right? A lot of good stuff. I remember Julian's first product, Pimp, was really, really good. Now, I don't think he got everything right. I think some things about external game he was a little bit off about, and also I think he forgot that dominance aspect of inner game, but largely this product was dope and definitely helped me and a lot of my other wings and friends at the time improve their game. But then I started watching their shit just go downhill. Julian's second product was just a lot worse. It was just like kind of like, what the fuck is he talking about? His third product, even worse. I started noticing this also with their free tours. The first free tour I went to, it was like 2 hours of value and maybe 5 minutes of upsell, right? Which is really reasonable. But then it became 10 minutes of upsell, 20 minutes of upsell. And then by 2014-15, the whole free tour was just one giant sales pitch where they would just basically spend the whole free tour trying to get you to buy shit, and there was really no value. But also their YouTube content. Instead of just, having badass practical dating advice, it just became the soft, woo-woo feel-good shit that really didn't help anyone, right? Instead of putting out those badass content that give guys practical tips, it was just all largely nonsense, right? So I started looking at this, I'm like, what the fuck is happening to this company? In addition, take a look at the way that Tyler used to look. So I think this was him about 10, 15 years ago. Yeah, he's not the best looking guy, but he's got decent fashion. He looks like he's like well organized. Like this looks like a guy that could potentially pick up girls. Take a look at him more recently. This looks like a fucking clown. He started wearing these really weird outfits and he just literally looks like a crazy person. Like this is not the same person as this. Now usually people who are in the self-improvement industry, right, they improve. Like you look at Hamza, who I'm not the biggest fan of, clearly he looks better than he did back then. Look at me from when I first started my YouTube channel. Yeah, clearly I look a little bit better, like I put on muscle, stuff like that. Well, Tyler went in the opposite direction. Okay, maybe that's a one-off case. Let's take a look at Julian. Like this is him, I think around 2012. Like he's always been pretty good looking, so this looks like a cool normal guy who really can pick up girls. Here's another video of him. This is famous Dis Fatties Bang Hotties t-shirt. Controversial, yes, but like again, this looks like a cool normal guy. Take a look at him more recently. He looks like a fucking weirdo. He started wearing all these weird outfits, again, to drive home this feel-good spiritual shit, but it largely just makes him look like a clown, sitting next to Tyler, who also looks like a clown. Now, these people have money. They can afford to get the finest fashion, to look good, to look professional, to do all this shit. They just choose not to. Like Tyler can get in shape, right? He can hire a personal trainer. He can afford the nicest food, right? You get a tier 2, whatever. He just chooses not to because if they look like clowns, they can make more money because they can really drive the point home that looks don't matter, and thus you have to buy their 500 million programs, right? Yeah, they have that many fucking programs, right? So it's just insanity. Why would you even need more than 1 or 2 products? This blows my mind. So you can see like how these guys just clearly went downhill. I think the biggest way to sum it up is they just went really, really soft. They went really soft. They went from being a cutting edge, badass dating company to just being a bunch of soft, woo-woo, feel-good nonsense. They rebranded themselves and they went from being, dating coaches to being self-improvement, right? Which sounds nice in theory, except all their shit is just woo-woo, feel-good nonsense where they just make half-hour videos where they talk a lot but doesn't give you any kind of results, any kind of practical value, and just confuses you and takes you down the wrong path. All right, hopefully you guys found this video valuable, and I can make you guys a promise. You will never see playing with fire getting soft. I'm not gonna start making feel-good woo-woo content. I'm gonna keep giving you guys practical, tangible, no bullshit advice that's going to be badass. Anyway, if you want to see more of that, smash the like button, hit subscribe, click the bell for notification. Thank you guys for watching, and until next time.